Welcome back, buddy. Let's play Panzer Dragoon Orta. This is actually what I somehow find to be one of the most difficult levels in the game. I never get the best grade on it because, or at least on hard, because there are certain things that you should really use base wing on if you want to get a good grade, but it's just not practical. You want to use as many combos as possible using a laser if you want to get as many points as possible, but and this is possible, but it's just so much more difficult to do while also making sure you kill everything. So I can't make any promises. I'll just tend to take way more hits than I should for some reason in this part of the level. So I will actually oftentimes use base wing to get rid of these really colorful things, because it frankly just works really well. So, with that, let's welcome to a very different part of crap. Hey! The Panzer Dragoon world. You will learn all about this, of course, after the episode ends, if you care to learn about that, but try it, miss more. I generally get a decent, though, right here, and that's one of the moments where this game likes to lag. This game lags sometimes. What are my current gene things? Perfect typing, I guess. Also, this is one of the few times in the game, well, actually, it's surprisingly many, where you get to decide where to go by facing a certain direction. The game doesn't give me an indication, but whatever. I'm gonna go with that guy, so I'm just gonna go left by facing left. I find this route to be a bit easier in general, basically. And you're not with that other guy, so whatever. It's not really easier, but I find it to be slightly more entertaining. Both are really easy, but the other one, you don't really do anything the entire time. You're just shooting at a group of enemies the entire time. It happens to be a particularly large group of enemies, and none of them are attacking you, so for this. Although that one probably gives you a lot more points. That's probably part of the reason why I always get really crappy points here. Aside from my use of the glide wing. I mean, it's bad for everything, isn't it? You don't lock onto things, so you don't get any multipliers either. Whatever. Just make sure that when you lock on these things, you still keep gunning at them too, because otherwise they can shoot you with their little green things. Make sure you don't run into anything. Not sure why I'm bothering with heavy form, but whatever. And this thing, of course, you can't kill it, but feel free to have fun filling up your berserk if you don't have it full already. That's when things get annoying. So I constantly take way more damage than I should, I feel, during this particular part of the level. Oftentimes because I end up ramming into things I don't kill. Although, I probably could do that. I haven't tried much of. It's actually literally ramming, like accelerating. I don't know how well that worked out, but I tend to miss so many enemies there. I've only got an S rank on this level for shot down ratio once. I only once managed to take out 95% of its enemies, so I don't know. This boss fight I usually do well with. It's not a timed boss fight either, like the Hermano fight in the end of the last episode. So you don't need to be in any rush to do well with it, because this is only a sub-boss. Also, it don't try to eat you, so remember to dash ahead. That might be a good time. No, it was not a good time, I don't think, to use that. Was it? I guess. I don't know how. I always manage to shoot down those bullets right there. You know, it feels like I should have a harder time. I always manage to do it somehow in heavy wing. Although I tend to have a more difficult time doing other things in heavy wing during this fight, but I seem to be doing well so far. Oh, thank you. I had a really crappy run through this level earlier tonight when I did a practice run through of it in preparation for the Let's Play, so I'm hoping that I'll manage it a bit better this time around. Something I've yet to mention that I should probably mention at some point, I meant to mention it in the tutorial actually, is that if you double tap any given direction... Ah, come on! If you double tap any given direction, while you're in control of yourself, or not in control of yourself, when you're controlling your flight while facing forwards, you'll actually turn or move a lot more quick in that direction than normal. Oh man, I usually have one of them taken up by this point. Although both of them are still alive even though they have virtually no health. Usually one of them is dead by the time they have this little health left. Yeah, now one's dead. Now the other is? There we go. But it's actually a lot more useful than you might think in some situations, especially with heavy wing, which is both huge and incredibly slow, which the tutorial Nora mentioned. I forgot to mention myself because I was talking about so many things at that point. Die. Die, I said. Darn it. Make me lose time for... There you go. Lose time where I could be killing that thing. Now, it's not really a good idea to use glide wing to take out the small enemies up here, actually, because it just doesn't do enough damage to kill them quickly. Oddly enough, it actually is most efficient to use base wing. Even on hard, despite base wing's relative weakness on the hard difficulty, where even with the heavy wing I struggle to take out some enemies such as these ones. Also, you might notice these particular enemies take turns in shooting you, so you can shift your focus onto whichever one is shooting at that given moment, in hopes of killing them, while also blocking everything they're throwing at you. Although I also want to really want to kill this bigger one. I forget. All of you guys here can die. There you go. Because it drops your dream base. Of course, that wasted a lot of time. And it's gonna waste you more time during the boss fight, too, that we're just now coming up on. Because, I just used the berserk that I usually save for this fight. I really want that gene base, though. And man, this fight's gonna suck, actually, with the berserk to make it shorter. I don't like this fight. It's another reason why I consider myself kind of stuck at this level. It's the second level. I don't know why I have so much trouble with it, but it bothers me. Yeah, Momo somehow finally notices us. Whatever. Die, thing. Of course, it is a best use heavy wing. This is, in the game, your introduction to the whole moving around a boss formula that we were introduced to in the tutorial, if you actually bothered watching that. So it's kind of familiar, but this entire boss is basically just practicing that, as you'll see in a minute, while also distracted with some more annoying things. So unfortunately, it's not as simple as just doing as much damage as you feel like doing at a given time. It's generally best to be glide for the sake of gliding around the boss, destroying these things basically that inflate. Otherwise, you probably won't be happy with the result. But as I was saying, it's really good best to be glide because it has 3 glide points. Especially destroying the blue ones. I always destroy the blue ones. Those ones result in horrible, horrible things. Also, since you'll probably be heavy while fighting a boss, or at least you should be in most cases, and then you want to decide to glide for whatever reason, glide wing is only a single tap away by pressing the Y button once, so it's also quite efficient. Hi, please. Can I destroy all those? Yes. Can I destroy all these though? No. Ah! But can I destroy this blue thing? Please do. The fruits seem to inflate much, much more slowly when you're not behind the boss, so it's not too bad. Alright, so that actually went pretty well and pretty quickly, in fact. I'm somewhat surprised. But then again, I actually forgot, I usually use only one berserk when fighting this particular boss. I sometimes use 2, but quite rarely. I get an S either way. How are you just now taking a close enough look at me to realize what I am? I'm also not a Dragon Mare, but you're close. Whatever, go away, Mobo. I think I did okay at that level. D for the score, yeah, that's why I was saying I just barely got an A for the shot down ratio. 95% is an S on any given level. Oh well. They're dead, Jim. They're all dead. Yay! Abud, I guess. Well, this drone is kind of the only thing that hasn't tried to kill him so far, so kill her so far, so you know. I'll probably kind of make her want to be more with him than anybody else.